Hey y'all, welcome back to Chit Chat with Tea. Grab your mug, cause tonight we're sipping on some serious celebrity drama. We got R. Kelly begging for freedom, Malaya Obama changing up her name, Kanye standing tall for Diddy, and baby rumors flying around Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into our first segment. Okay. So, just a second, we'll get started.
Why are you going back and forth? I can't keep up with your mood swings. What is troubling your mind? Are you doing this just to test me? I'm bad at handling this type of thing. Why I don't get it, you say it's a man thing. Babe, I wanna be around. I just wanna make your heart sing. But you're not letting me get through to you. Yeah. If you let your guard down, baby, this is what I'll do. I'll do. Come on, baby. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I'm willing to take you to a place you've never been. Love you, I will love you, I will love you like a queen. I would love to take you to a place you've never been. What is troubling your mind? Babe, why can't you just tell me? I just wanna be your bride.
Welcome back to Chit Chat with Tea. So let's get into our first segment. Okay, all right. So let's talk about this one because the internet is buzzing about Miss Malaya Obama. Malaya Obama and changing her name. Okay? And I don't care what we call her. She's absolutely stunning. A tall glass of creative elegance, poised, graceful, and got that unbothered and book glow. But nevertheless, she decided to change her name from Malaya to Malaya Obama to Malaya Ann. So she basically dropped Obama. And it's been buzzing and people have been talking on the streets on why she's doing that. You know, her mom came out, Michelle, and said, hey, she changed because she wants to stand on her own. She wants to be independent. Okay. So she even joked, about it, saying that she's giving her kids grace because they want to be independent. Um, the thing about it is, so she's in film, right? So she changed her name to Malaya Ann. Now, only thing about her changing it, kudos to her, right? She's beautiful. She's into filming and all that's cool. We're so proud of her. Awesome. But I think changing her name is probably not going to really mean anything. When I say that, it's because maybe for her, but we know her. We watched these ladies, these young ladies grow up in the White House. So we know how they look, right? So changing her name, I don't know about that. But I'm not mad about it or hating on her for doing it. But I don't know if it's going to change anything. Plus, the thing about it is, I don't know if I would want to drop the Obama name. I don't know why I know she wants to stand on her own. But honestly, if you have the Obama name, why would you not want to use that name to be able to get in certain rooms? I mean, because once you get in the room with the Obama name, you know, you got to stay in that room, right? So then that's when your talent kicks in and what you have. But I don't know why she thinks she needs to do that. But nevertheless, she did. She changed her name, okay? But kudos to her. Kudos to her for being in filming and trying to do her thing. I still think it's a little weird that she changed her name. I mean, there are all kinds of rumors, people speculation, saying all these things. So there is even speculation out there saying that the girls don't even belong to the Obamas. It sounds kind of crazy to me, but believe it or not, people are actually saying that online. They're actually saying they don't belong to the Obamas. They're saying that they belong to their best friends or something. I don't know if I believe all of that, okay? Because to me, they're beautiful girls and they look like their parents to me. But people are always talking on the internet streets. All right. So let's move on, okay, to our next segment. Okay. Yes. Welcome. Let's talk about Mr. Kevin Gates. Okay. Kevin Gates and Miss Renner. Okay. If you didn't know, they are going through a divorce. Whether she filed for divorce, honey, they would already they're married, and she filed 52 days later. That's right. Miss Basketball Wives herself just announced she's officially done with rapper Kevin Gates after 52 days of marriage. I mean, some of you can't even get a refund of that amount of time from Amazon, okay? Now, Brittany says that she tied the knot on April 6th, and on May 28th, it was already over. I'm like, really? She spilled all the tea on a radio interview and broke it down through the lens of Islam. Apparently, there's a 90-day waiting period after divorce to see if the woman's pregnant and to encourage reconciliation. Now, she was in an interview, and I was wondering when she said that, I was wondering why they had to wait 90 days. But after doing some research, I realized, yeah, they have to wait 90 days to make sure she's not pregnant. Moving on. But she says she's using the time to reset and refocus on herself. Now, again, there's always rumors and speculations. She's been called a gold digger, etc., etc. I'm just like, whatever. But anyway, I respect the self reflection, right? And the faith journey. But, child, how you go from he's the man of my dreams in May to I'm peace with ending in June. I don't know. Okay. But she said she gave it 100%. And I guess you can give you 100% in 52 days and you know that you know that you know. I guess it's probably best just to go ahead and get out. But it is kind of weird, okay? I mean, think about it. They're sitting in the court. We saw them get married, da 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 da. They're lovey dovey. I mean, that's a quick switch up. It does make you wonder, like, what really went on? So, was this a genuine connection that burned out too fast? Is the question, right? Or was it just a PR moment wrapped in spiritual vibes? Okay. And by the way, I do believe that Kevin Gates. I think he's fine. Everybody don't think he's fine, but I do. That's just my personal opinion, y'all. I think he's fine. But nevertheless, that happened. They divorced. So we'll see what happens next. Also, one more piece. They're speculating that she's actually pregnant. Now I don't know that for sure. Of course, reports come out and people saying all these different things, but they're saying she's possibly pregnant. We'll find out soon enough, won't we? We'll find out soon enough. Anyway, we're gonna take a break and I'm gonna come back to my third segment. So give me like 5, 10 minutes and we'll be right back, okay? Thank you for listening. This is Shit Talk with T. I'm your host, Miss T. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's get into segment three. Okay, and we're here to talk about our man who? R. Kelly. That's what I said, Robert Kelly. And I get you said, what are we getting ready to talk about? Well. Let's get into it. Okay, so hold on a second. And I will share. Just a second. Yeah. About a man or Kelly, what he has going on. Well, anyway, let's get into the story. The story is it's kind of crazy actually, right? Because I know R. Kelly. If you know R. Kelly, everybody knows R. Kelly, right? He's been trying to get out for a while. There's been some different rumors and speculations and trying to get out of jail. But nevertheless, here recently, a lot came out saying that someone was trying to murk him in jail. And I was like, what? So let's get into it. And I have questions about this. Like I do have questions, okay? Because like it doesn't make a lot of sense. But then again, hey, what do I know? All right. All right, so let's get into it. So it says, let's get into the article that I pulled. So I am reading a little bit of an article. Let's see here. All right. All right. According to a new court filing, R. Kelly says a prison officer sent a member of the Aaron Brotherhood, yes, a white supremacist gang member, to irk him or murk him inside the Butler Federal Corrections in North Carolina. That's my first question. Why would they send an the Aaron Brotherhood? We know what they're for. We know they're known for, right? They're known for murking people in prison. If you didn't know, right? They're made up of 15 to 20,000. They have like 15 to 20,000 members, which is crazy, but yes, they are. They do exist. And when they didn't happen, he says the gang member was then threatened with death himself. Woo, is given lifetime prison trauma. He also said officials stole personal phone calls and even letters behind him and his lawyer, violating attorney client privilege. Oh, and one of his cellmates allegedly snatched his legal letters and turned them over to the prosecutors. I mean, that sounds so crazy. His lawyer says this is all retaliation because R. Kelly was exposing corruption in the Bureau of Prisons. Okay. But the prosecutors aren't having it. They fire back quick. They called him a serial S predator who filmed his crimes. Not me. It's not me saying this, y'all. This is what the prosecutors said. Let's be clear. He filmed his crimes and continues to manipulate from behind bars. Um, I do believe there are dirty secrets behind bars. I do, right? I do. I think there is corruption, absolutely, but it doesn't necessarily erase all of Kelly's crimes. So I don't really. It sounds kind of crazy and far fetched. They did move him to another prison, but I just have questions. My question, first of all, is this: why would they murk him? I understand that he's trying to like what does he have? Does he really have any power behind bars? And I'm not trying to be funny. Like this doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not saying it's not true, but it just sounds crazy. It doesn't sound valid, but that's what they're saying. Now, then there's a whole nother story connected to this as well, because recently they said Kelly reached out to the president. Yes, I said number, I think it's number 47, and he's asking to be pardoned. So there's a lot going on there in this story. I mean, then I even heard another story. I know you're like, really? But yes, I heard another story where he was trying to connect Tasha K. So I don't see how he connect Tasha K. I don't even get any of that, but he was trying to blame allegedly, y'all, allegedly saying it was Tasha K. I don't know how that would happen. I don't know what to say about it. But nevertheless, that's what we've heard. That's what's going on. That's been reported that yes, R. Kelly is trying to get out and he's standing there trying to irk him and all the things. But anyway, that's all I have on the R. Kelly story. I'm sure more is going to come out and they're going to continue to talk about it. So let's get into the last segment and let's just roll on into it, okay? So we talked about R. Kelly. Let's get on to the last segment and let's get into Mr. Ye. That's what I said, Kanye, okay? Now, before we get into Kanye, just know Kanye, we know we changed his name to Ye, right? And you're like, yeah, I know. He changed it again. If you didn't know, he recently changed it again. And I'm just like, really, Kanye? Now Kanye changed his name from Kanye Ye to Ye Ye. That's no joke. His name is Kanye Ye Ye. I was like, wow. I don't understand the meaning of why he did it, but that's what he did. Okay, he can do what he want to do, right? That's what he can do. So let's get into this. Just a second. I wanted to share this here. So let me share my screen with you about Mr. Kanye. Okay. All righty. So yeah, I did pull an article from OK about Kanye West. So Kanye showed up in court in all way. Okay, he looked pretty cool though, right? He showed up in court to support P Diddy, and of course, him showing up in court was a whole shakedown, uproar thing, situation going on. Yeah, everybody knows. If you don't know, you've been hiding on the rock. Sean Diddy has been Combs is on trial for, racketeering, et cetera, et cetera. We're not gonna go into any of that's not what this is about. This is just showing the fact that, he showed up and it was very controversial. Some people, everybody has their thoughts about Kanye and what he got going on. So yeah, we ain't gonna get into any of that either. But yeah, nevertheless, the point of it is he showed up. Back in February, and I'm looking at my article, right? West took to X and posted free puff. So at first I was like, I didn't, at first I was thinking, why did he show up? Was he showing up to just be loyal? And whether did he believe that he did or didn't do it? But yeah, I don't know. He's definitely very supportive of P. Diddy. And yeah, he showed up in all whites. Then I looked at a little bit. I wanted to research a little bit on what went on in February. He's very supportive. He said, free P. Diddy, da 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 da. Now, I can't necessarily probably say everything he said on X because he says all these celebrity ninjas and B's and P's. Y'all watch out for Brother Pop, Brother Rod, and Nervous Stan, S and F. All that woke, da 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 da. Addicted to complain and do something. So basically, he's just saying do something and he wants us to help P. Diddy. Okay? And he even went on to say, we all watched them try to cancel Chris Brown, and ain't nobody do nothing. I was P. Then two, Chris Brown, it's till the wheels fall off. He continued referencing Brown, who has faced numerous allegations of abuse in SA. And I'm a Brown fan. I'm gonna get into all of that. I am definitely a Chris Brown fan as well. I'm not necessarily speaking to what he did or didn't do as far as that. But yeah, he showed up in court. So anyway, that caused the whole thing. Like they talked about this for 2 days, and I don't think he stayed very long. Um, but I will say, whether you like or dislike Kanye or P Diddy, I will say that I don't think I think he was the only star or the only person that actually showed up for P Diddy. If nothing else, it does show a good friendship and loyalty. And honestly, you want a real friend when real things are going down. So I'm not really mad at that. But yeah, like I said, whether you like them or dislike them, the friendship says that there is a lot. Actually, that is all I have. I just wanted to touch on those few topics. So we'll just run it back real quick. We went over um Malaya. We talked about Malaya changing her name, Malaya Obama. Okay. We talked about Kevin Gates and his divorce is 52 days. Not much there except the fact that, only thing about Kevin Gates is I think this is his second marriage. So I don't know what's going on. Not judging, just not sure what's going on with that. I do wonder what's happening, like with like for real, for real. Okay. Um. Yeah. So then we talked about Kelly or Kelly and what he's saying and what he got going on. But anyway, here's the question from R. Kelly: do you think R. Kelly is going to get out? Do you think that the president's going to issue him a pardon? I do wonder about that, right? So we talked about that and how he feels like they're out to irk him. I think it sounds wild, but I don't know for sure. They could be. You never know. They could definitely be possibly trying to hurt him. I could be just as wrong. And then lastly, we talked about Mr. Kanye showing up for his friend P. Diddy. Okay, if you're gonna be a friend, if you're gonna have a friend, at least Kanye showed up. His showed his loyalty, right? Anyway, that's all I have. I just wanted to bring those three stories to you. I'll be back. It's kind of a short live. I wanted to try something a little different instead of having such a long live with music. But thank you for coming through. Please be sure to like the video. I'll be back. Okay. Have a good night. As I always say, this is Chit Chat with T. I'm your host, Miss T. Thank you for listening. Don't hit the like button. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you.